All right, says we're on.
Welcome, everybody, to Lancer Classic, third and final day here at the Lancer Classic, where today the St. Paul boys will take on Southeast in the consolation side of the bracket. St. Paul with a pretty rough tournament so far this week with losses against Parsons and then Columbus last night. Indians not shooting well from the perimeter is really wreaking havoc on their offense. See if they can get things straightened up today. They're going to face Southeast for the third time this year. Indians faced them in the preseason tournament, and then a couple weeks later in early January. So it's always tough to face an opponent for the third time. The Indians has been able to beat Southeast the first two times they played them. The second game was closer than the first, and you would expect this to be a good game here too as we move forward today.
Yeah, this will be the first time that the Indians have met Southeast on Southeast home turf, and so we'll see if that changes anything for the Lancers. The other thing to consider, the cold shooting streak that St. Paul's been on, they're going to definitely have to come out of that if they expect to do very well here in the final game of this Lancer Classic tournament. And then another factor that figures in, last night we noticed Coach Watrick not moving around very much over on the bench. Turns out he got a touch of the bug. I think it's going all over the place this week and through the school and through people's houses. And Coach Watrick not feeling quite up to par last night. And then I was talking to trainer Nick Jacquino before the game. I think Anthony Albertini didn't make the trip. He came down with it last night, not feeling well, and got a touch of something as well. So illness is going to factor in as well for the Indians tonight. Not sure what the sickness report is for Southeast if they're dealing with the same kind of thing, but it's definitely taking its toll on the Indians.
They have 12 kids suited out. The Indians with just 9 with the absence of senior Anthony Albertini is going to be a force inside. So Kenny Haney and the likes of Grant Hutcherson going to have to Easton Dent going to have to step up today on the inside to try to secure some rebounds and log some good minutes here today in this Southeast tournament as that flu bug is making its rounds through the school. I've been getting notices, phone calls from school outreach and saying watch out for the influenza bug, and it's in my house, and I know it's in your house, Mike, and
it's everywhere.
It's working its way around. I hope everybody enjoy the broadcast today. The Indian boys getting ready set to play here in about 3 minutes, and then on the bright side, the Lady Indians play for the championship. The Lancer Classic tonight is 6 versus Pierce City, so we look for that to be a very tough matchup for the girls. Pierce City comes in as a 6th seed in this tournament, but don't let that record fool you. They're awful tough, and it looks to be a good matchup, and we'll see how the Indians are health-wise when it comes that night. Got a little inkling that maybe there may be a starter or two not feeling well for the Indians, so hopefully they can be up to speed here tonight and play a good championship game, coming off of a very good game last night against Parsons. I thought the Indians girl played one of their best games they've played all year long as a unit, so I know Coach Tuck has to be excited about that, but we're going to get back to boys actions. You're listening to the Ritchie's Pharmacy pregame show with Dan and Mike here bringing you the broadcast today. I hope everybody, if they can't be here, go ahead and get on 105.5.net.
Hot105.5.net.
Hot 105.5.net.
Not 0.5, just 105.5.
Oh, just 105.5.
It'll make a difference.
If you Google it, you're going to find it.
Yeah, you can Google it. That's easy.
Hit on the St. Paul Indian banner, and it'll take you right to YouTube, and you can live stream. If the live stream's acting up, you just want to listen to the audio, just get on 105.5 FM, the radio station, and you'll hear the broadcast. So if you do live stream, make sure you listen to the audio on the live stream, because there'll be a bit of a delay if you try to listen to the radio and watch it on the live stream. So I hope anybody not feeling well, I hope it works better. These old gymnasiums with these block walls, just like St. Paul, it makes it a little tough to get cell phone reception and internet reception. We'll see how we get along here today. Made a couple of adjustments trying to improve that today, so it didn't buffer quite so much. So hopefully we get along here better today. We got about 1:49 until tip-off and starting lineups. We'll see if they play national anthem. They may have done it at the start of the day. There's already been one game in this gym today, early start, 1 o'clock start here today. Big games all day long in Cherokee, Kansas. If you want to come watch some good basketball here, girls and boys, happening in both gyms. We'll be back with the starting lineup after this 1-minute timeout with St. Paul Indian basketball on Hot 105. Yeah, welcome back as we're set for tip-off. Both teams huddled up around their coaches as we will get set. I don't know if they're even going to go over starting lineups, so we'll just bring you the lineups when they get out on the court here tonight. We know from past experience that you want to watch out for Dylan Wilson, the 6'3 senior for Southeast. He is their main threat on offense. Very good ball player. I know it was a very close game at St. Paul. The second time we played him in the second half, Coach went to a box and one on Dylan, and it really seemed to help. So we'll see if the Indians employ that defense here tonight on him, or maybe they'll just come out on their straight man-to-man. On the court for the Indians is Lemons, Pekka, Haney, Doherty, and Bourne. For Southeast, it is Burns, Jacobs, Wilson, Jamison, and not sure who's jumping center there. St. Paul controls the tip. Caleb Pekka feeds it out to Bourne. Bourne into the lane, floater on the way, off, no good. Rebound, number 21, Hayden Wilson, the younger of the two Wilsons. Well, Hayden Wilson, a junior, Dylan, a senior. Hayden Wilson with the basketball, ball fake on Haney, kicks it outside. Now back up top to Burns. Burns over to Dylan Wilson, man-to-man defense applied by the Indians. He's into the lane, hands it off to Hayden Wilson, turn around against Haney, and he gets it to go. 2-0, Southeast leads early on here in this ballgame. Pekka with the basketball, feeds it off the right wing to Haney. Haney back up top to Pekka, over to Lemons. Lemons back up top to Pekka. He swings it around to Bourne to the right, back to Pekka. Into the lane he goes, kicks it out to Bourne. Bourne to the free throw line, out to Haney. Good ball move by the Indians, shot by Lemons. Off, no good. Haney with the rebound, put back good. Press applied by the Indians. Dylan Wilson with the ball into the lane, kicks it out. Back up top to Jacobs. Coach Watrick feeling better today, way more energetic in the first minute of this game he was last evening. Dylan Wilson with the ball, guarded by Brendan Doherty. Now Hayden Wilson guarded by Haney, tries to drive. Boy, that's awful close to the line. Almost stepped on the baseline. Looked like his toe was on it, but no call. Dylan Wilson against Doherty. Screen set by Hayden Wilson. Kicks it on the cutter to the baseline. Good defense by the Indians. Shot on the way, and number 5, Jacob Burns, hits along the baseline. Indians push the ball up hard, kick it over to Lemons. Lemons back to Pekka. Now to Bourne at the baseline. He's guarded by Dylan Wilson. Now to Pekka. Around to Caleb Lemons. Bounce pass over to Bourne. 4-2. Southeast leads. 5:50 left to go in the first. Lemons baseline to Pekka, drives into the lane, floater on the way, can't get it to go, and rebound secured by Hayden Wilson for Southeast. Dylan Wilson with the basketball, crossover against Doherty, feeds it out to Jamison. Now back into Hayden Wilson in front of the rim, blocked by Haney. 3-point shot on the way by Southeast, off the rim, no good, rebound Brendan Doherty. Doherty streaks off the floor, streaks up the floor, feeds it to Lemons. Lemons into the paint. And it's going to be a foul on the floor. It'll be St. Paul basketball under their own rim. 5:18 left to go in the first. 4-2, Southeast leads. Haney underneath the rim, getting ready to put now there.
Not sure they called that. I think they called that on Jacobs, 24.
I think we're looking for, well, I'm not sure what we're looking for. Thought maybe he was looking for contact. Maybe it's just sweat on the floor, or I believe it might be even. Not 100% sure what. Well, it might be a little bit of blood on the floor. Dylan Wilson goes to the sideline to get tended to. Might have bit his lip or something as he, a little bit of blood on the floor apparently. 5:18 left to go here in the first. Southeast leads 4-2. Fast-paced start. Indians not shooting great from the outside yet. Early start. Indians hustling hard and playing hard. Pekka with the basketball. Hands it off to Kenny Haney as they set the offensive set. Feed over to Pekka. Pekka at left wing, drives into the elbow, kicks it out to Bourne. Now Bourne into the lane. He gets tripped up. He's going to be fouled by number 24, I believe, Jacobs. And Mike's got a tough job keeping up with these fouls because
Can't
the
see the
scoreboard
referee.
doesn't have fouls, and if you don't catch the ref just right, you have no idea who it's on. It's second team foul on the Southeast off the top of my head.
I'll have the team fouls right. I don't know if it'll be on the right player.
Haney gets it inbounds. Lemons with the basketball, feeds it over to Pekka. That looks like a little trap zone applied by Southeast. Up top to Pekka. Over to Lemons. Now tipped away and stolen by number 24, Jacobs. Pass inside to Hayden Wilson. No good. Pekka with the rebound. Pekka comes streaking back down the floor. Feeds it out to Lemons. Thought about the three. Passed out. And that is going to get called, or there's going to be a foul on Southeast. Third. I think that's going to be the second back-to-back on Jacobs. So he's going to come out of the game. Number 11 will check in. Craddock for the Lancers. Lancers lead 4-2. 4:33 left to go in the first. Pekka with the basketball, feeds it into Lemons, back to Pekka. Bounce pass over to Lemons in the corner. He's trapped down there, gets back up top to Pekka. Doherty with it, top of the key, over to Bourne. Bourne drives the baseline, shot on the way, good. A lot of contact, no call, but Bourne gets the floater to go, or knotted up at 4. Craddock with the basketball, heads it off to Dylan Wilson. Wilson against Doherty. Bounce pass inside to Hayden Wilson. Now stolen away. Good hands by Brendan Doherty. And that's going to be a foul on Dylan Wilson. Team foul number 4 on Southeast. First on Wilson, I believe. We're not sure who the very first foul was on, so stay tuned. St. Paul basketball. 14 fouls early on, halfway through the first quarter here. Bourne with the basketball for the Indians. We're tied at 4. 4 minutes left to go here in the first. Over to Lemons. Indians playing with a short bench here tonight. Anthony Albertini home with the flu. Hopefully he's able to watch his fellow teammates on the live stream or listen to us on the radio. Hope you're feeling better at home, Anthony. A bad pass by Lemons, but controlled by Bourne. Three-pointer by Pekka. Outside, no good. Doherty with the rebound. Haney and Lemons, as Dylan Wilson's going to have to come out of the game, picking up the second foul with 3:34 left to go here in the first. So a little bit of early foul trouble on the Lancers. As Doherty settles in at the free throw line. Try to complete the three-point play, and it's off, in and out. Brendan missed a few free throws last night, been off to the right on about all his free throws. Burns inside, keeps it back out top. Now over to Craddock. Craddock with the ball fake, dribbles back up top. Hands it off to Jamison. Jamison at the top of the key with the basketball. Off to the right wing to Molly. Craddock with it. Back out top to Jamison. Over to Molly. Molly to the baseline. Looking inside for Hayden Wilson as Easton Dent working hard on defense on him. Craddock with the basketball. Pestered out there by Adam Albertini. He feeds it back to Molly. Now inside to Hayden Wilson. Cross court pass to Craddock. Craddock to the free throw line as Southeast works it around against this tough man-to-man defense, and that's going to be a foul on.
Going to be on Pekka, I think, with the reach.
Caleb Pekka's looking around like,
yep.
Who was that on? You talking about me or away from the ball? Because is that the first foul?
First foul on the Indians, first on Caleb.
As Burns set to put the ball in play, he feeds it into Molly. He's trapped in the corner for an instant. He dribbles out of the trap. Feeds it to Hayden Wilson at the baseline. Craddock with the ball against Adam Albertini. Swings it back up top to Jamison. Jamison over to Molly. Molly hands it to Hayden, or Craddock. Tipped away from Hayden Wilson on the interior pass, but he retrieves it. And now to the corner to Craddock. Craddock spins against Albertini. Loses the handle on it a couple times, slapped out of his hands, and now backside feed, wide open little floater, good by Molly as the Indians try to double team down in the corner, and it bites them because it left somebody wide open for Southeast. Bourne drives the baseline, floater on the way from the baseline, no good. Easton Dent tips it around, but it's controlled by Molly by Southeast, 6-6. We're tied at 6, out to Craddock. Craddock back up top to Molly. Now over to Hayden Wilson. Jump shot on the way. Off. No good. Bourne with the rebound. Bourne feeds it to Pekka. Layup good. Good break. Good unselfish play by the Indians. It's going to be a
what do you call timeout?
Timeout, Indians. 30-second timeout. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout with St. Paul basketball on Hot 105. Welcome back. 1:32 left to go in the first. Indians up by 2, 8-6 in the ball game for the first time today for the Lancers. Gives it off to Hayden Wilson. Wilson looks inside to Molly. Bourne's on him. Floater on the way and good. Ties the score at 8. 1:17 left to go in the first. 8-8. Feed inside to Albertini. Bourne, three-point shot, top of the key. Off, no good. Easton Dent with a rebound. Put back. Off, no good. Tipped around, controlled in there by ball's on the floor. Now it's going to be a foul on the floor. I'm not sure.
Bodies everywhere, ball on the floor, everything going on out there.
And that's going to be on.
They're going to call that on.
Must be on Southeast. On
call
5.
On 5.
I believe it was on number 5, Burns. As Doherty comes out and Haney and Lemons come back into the game. So now it's Albertini, Adam Albertini, Easton Dent, Caleb Pekka, Kenny Haney, and Caleb Lemons in the game for the Indians. Good move by Caleb Pekka. Good feed inside to Albertini to him. And the layup is good. 10-8 on the inbounds. Less than a minute to go as Indians press. And Southeast break the press. Craddock with the basketball. Feeds it over to Burns. Burns to the corner to Molly. Molly playing good. Hitting some shots from the baseline. Hunt gives it back to Craddock. Feed inside to Hayden Wilson. Over to Burns. Burns drives towards the baseline. Lemons cuts him off. Feeds it up top to Hunt. Now over to Molly. He drives against Dent. That's going to be a foul on the floor on Easton Dent. Quite a few fouls called here early on in this game. A lot of touch fouls. Now,
2 team fouls on St. Paul, 6 on the Lancers.
Burns had to put the ball in play. That's going to be the first on Dent. Second on the Indians. Craddock with the basketball. Indians lead 10-8. 25 seconds left to go in the first. Hunt with the basketball at left wing, guarded by Adam Albertini. Now Molly with the ball cut off by Haney. Feeds it back to Craddock. 14 seconds left. Craddock into the lane. Layup no good. Rolls off the rim. Good move by him. Indians with time. 8 seconds left. Haney all the way to the rim. Good. Good move by Kenny Haney with the Euro step. Hunt with the basketball. Shot at the buzzer. Hits the rafter. No good. So at the end of one, 12-8. Indians up by 4. We'll be back after this 1-minute timeout with St. Paul basketball on Hot 105. Well, welcome back. Starting the second quarter. Indians lead 12-8. Southeast basketball to start this second quarter. Hunt with the basketball guarded out there by Pekka. Feeds it to Burns. Now to Craddock at left wing. Back up top to Molly. Molly back to Burns. Guarded by Lemons. Dribbles toward now. Steal by Bourne. Good hands by him. Down for the layup. Good. As he converts, contested by Craddock. So Indians build a 6-point lead. Now Hutt in trouble. They're going to call a foul down underneath on the Indians. Third team foul, and that's going to be on Braven Bourne. His first, as Adam Albertini checks back in. That is his first, isn't it?
Yes,
Mike?
sir. That's his first.
So there's one on Pekka, Bourne, and Dent, I believe, to this point.
That's correct.
7:31 left to go in the first, and Michael let me know when I'm not right. That's for sure.
Yeah. Everybody's got to be good at something. I'm good at making sure I know you're right.
Dylan Wilson checks back into the game. I know he has 2 fouls for the Lancers. Hunt with the basketball, guarded by Pekka. Feed inside to Hayden Wilson. Ball fake. Turnaround shot. Good. Good move by Hayden Wilson. He gets the long, lengthy Haney. Pekka feeds it out to Adam Albertini. There's a reach. Nobody calls it. Cross-court pass to Lemons. 3-point shot by him. Good. Caleb Lemons. Timeout. Southeast. 30-second timeout. 17-10. Indians up by 7. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout. St. Paul basketball on Hot 105. Well, thank everybody for listening to our live stream back home. I hope it's coming through loud and clear for you. 17-10, Indians up by 7. Mike, the Indians playing with a lot more energy here today already.
That's right, looking a lot better. Looking as good as we've seen them all week, really.
Better than we've seen them all week.
Yeah.
Welcome back. Indians lead 17-10. Full court press applied out of that Southeast timeout. And a steal by Pekka. Feeds to Albertini. Now to Doherty. Layup good. Good unselfish ball movement by the Indians. Now Craddock trapped down in there. Feeds it ahead to Wilson. Wilson ahead to Molly. Molly back to Wilson as the Indians retreat in their man-to-man defense. Now inside to Hayden Wilson. Back to Dylan Wilson. Drives the baseline. Tries to feed it inside. Stolen by Pekka. Caleb Pekka's played with a lot of energies, even last night in the loss. Played real well, and that's out on Southeast. The timeouts is brought to you by St. Paul's Supermarket. And thank all our sponsors. Our tip-off was brought to you by Styles Fitness and More. Our title sponsor is Farmers Bank. And our pregame sponsor was brought to you by Richie's Pharmacy. Our halftime show will be brought to you by St. Paul Tire and Lube. Feed in top to Pekka. On the inbounds, Indians up to a 9-point lead over the corner and over the hands of Doherty and out of bounds. Turnover, a rare turnover this half on the Indians, gives it back to Southeast. Dylan Wilson with the ball, guarded by full court press. Now poked away by Doherty, good hands by him. Adam Albertini chases it down, feed it ahead to Pekka, layup good. Good. Eyes up. Now another steal by the Indians. And a bounce pass stolen by Wilson. Rare bad pass by the Indians. Wilson right back down for the Lancers. Guarded out by Haney. And a steal by Lemons. Lemons layup. No good. Blocked out of bounds by Molly. So the Indians basketball on a block outside, or block out of bounds by Southeast. That press getting the Indians some much needed turnovers here, Mike.
Yeah, that turnover is going to make a big difference.
21-10. Indians up by 11, have possession of the ball. Doherty, 3-point shot, left wing, off, no good. Rebound, Hayden Wilson. And back down for the Lancers is Jacobs. That's a carry. He got away with it, pinned it against his hip. Now Wilson with the ball, drives in, a little floater on the way, blocked by Haney. Retrieved by Doherty, feeds ahead to Pekka. Pekka on the right side, short. Doherty with the follow, short. Ball's loose, and Burns runs it down for Southeast. Picks up his dribble, feeds it ahead to Jacobs. Indians retreat into their defense. Now to the basket. Now Wilson with a shot from the free throw line. Good. Hayden Wilson connects inside the free throw line. 9-point lead for the Indians. 5:24 left to go in the first half. Doherty to the rim. Layup good. Burns. And it's going to be a timeout again. Southeast. Full timeout. We'll be back after this 1-minute timeout. It was St. Paul basketball on Hot 105.
lot of extra stuff going on down there underneath the basket. I was watching Lemons and I think it was Jacobs down there have a little words with each other, maybe leaning on each other a little bit under the basket.
There ain't nothing wrong with that.
Nope. Good hard playing. They're playing good this half.
Maybe they're saying Merry Christmas.
That's right.
Oh, man, it's a Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Thank everybody for listening to our live stream. 5:15 left to go in the first half. Indians up 23-12. Playing with a ton more energy. You'd like to see this energy even against them upper-class opponents that like a different attitude when they know that they've beaten Southeast before and playing with a lot more energy, and that should never change. And you know that pride comes into it a little bit at this point, Mike.
That's right.
Welcome back. 5:15 left to go in the second. 23-12. Indians up by 11. Now it's Caleb Peckham, Caleb Lemons, Adam Albertini, Braven Bourne, and Easton Dent. A little smaller lineup in the game for the Indians. And that should be that's out of bounds. So good pressure off that quickness of the Indians. Nowhere to go. I was getting ready to say it should have been a 5-second call because it seemed like it was plenty of time. But thrown out of bounds by Burns. Adam Albertini with the basketball over his head. Feeds it back up top to Caleb Pekka to Dent. Now over to Lemons. Lemons at left wing. Dribbles back to the top of the key. Pressured out there by Dylan Wilson. Now Southeast with a little trap. Pekka splits the trap and it went right. Oh, it was off of tipped by Southeast. I didn't see it tip.
I didn't get to see the tip either.
Stays with the Indians off the fingertip tip. Feed up top to the Lemons above the timeline. He hands it to Adam Albertini. Drives the free throw line. Floater on the way off the backboard. No good. Hayden Wilson with the rebound. Feeds it ahead to Dylan Wilson who gets it up to Molly. Molly against Albertini. Now back to Dylan Wilson. Behind the back dribble. Picked up out there by Bourne. And he feeds it back to Jacobs as they reset. Now over to Hayden Wilson. Guarded by Easton Den up top to Molly. And that's going to be a foul on Adam Albertini. Got 14 fouls.
Reached in there a little bit. Let me check. Yep, 14 fouls for St. Paul.
First on Albertini, so just 4 different players for the Indians thus far with a foul each. Dent, Bourne, Adam Albertini, and Caleb Peck, I believe. Dylan Wilson to the rim he goes, and that's going to be a charge on Wilson. And he's just picked up his 3rd foul as Easton Dent sets his feet and takes the charge. Southeast coach Wall looks in dismay at the ref, but he didn't have no choice but to call that as Easton Dent was standing right there and he ran right over him. So
that's the 7th team foul on Southeast.
Player control, so no free throws in the bonus yet. So the Indians in the bonus the rest of this half, so we'll see what transpires. Bourne to the rim, floater on the way, good. Braven Bourne scores. 20. Still
25-12.
25-12. That's waiting for the scoreboard change. Wilson in the lane, feeds it to Hayden Wilson. Layup good. No rotation by the Indians there. So now 25-14. Indians still up by 11. Lemons dribbles through the lane. Step back three-pointer by Bourne from the left wing. No good. Rebound Dylan Wilson. He's chased down there by Albertini. He goes to the rim. No help. And Wilson scores. Nobody stepped over to help Albertini. And now it's a 9-point game. Pekka over to Lemons. Lemons into the lane, feeds it back out to Bourne. Over to Adam Albertini, drives the baseline, floater on the way, good. Good job by Albertini driving that baseline. Almost a steal by Lemons on Wilson as Wilson stays in the game, but they're subs at the scores table for each team. Feed up top to Dylan Wilson. Now over to the right wing, Burns. Feed inside, stolen by Easton Dent. Bad pass through the hands of Hayden Wilson. Adam Albertini with the basketball. Cross-court pass to Bourne. Indians can be a little bit patient here with an 11-point lead. Run the offense, but Caleb Lemons throws up a 3. Short, no good. Rebound Wilson. So Southeast with the basketball. Wilson to the rim. Kicks it out to Burns. Burns shot, no good. Rebound Easton Dent. He's trapped down there. And it's going to be a timeout. St. Paul, full timeout. We'll be back after this 1-minute timeout. It's St. Paul basketball on Hot 105. Well, welcome back. Timeout brought to you by St. Paul's Supermarket. 2:36 left to go in this first half. Indians up 27-16. Bourne with the basketball, three-point shot, top of the key, long, no good. Tipped around, controlled by Dent. Kicks it out to Pekka. He feeds it back out to Doherty. Doherty free throw line, kicks it over to Bourne, almost a bad pass, and a steal by Southeast. Feed ahead to Craddock. Craddock over to Burns, up top, wide open three-pointer on the way, no good, rebound. That's going to be a foul on Craddock as he got a hold of Pekka. Pekka will go to the line to shoot the front end of a 1-and-1. Dylan Wilson back out of the game, picked up his third foul a couple minutes ago, so 2:07 left to go in the second quarter. Likely to set the rest of the half as Pekka gets a chance at the front end of a 1-and-1. Pekka lines up, his first is on the way and in there. 28-16, Indians up by 12, 2:07 left to go in the first. Settles in for a second. It's on its way. Off. No good. And that's going to be a violation on Dent for the Indians, so it didn't count anyway. Oh, no, he called a foul on Dent. Excuse me. He called a foul on number 15, White, on Dent. That will be his second as press is applied by the Indians. And Southeast have numbers. Craddock, long three-point shot by him. Off. No good. Rebound, Doherty. Doherty pushes the ball back up the floor. Tries to feed it into Dent, who is fouled by Craddock. And that'll send Dent to the line to shoot the 1-and-1. Is that the 9th or the 10th?
That is the second on Craddock, 9th on the team.
19 fouls, so still a 1-and-1. Dent will go to shoot the front end of a 1-and-1. How many team fouls on the Indians, Mike? 4?
They got 5.
5 team fouls on the Indians with 1:52 left to go in the first half. So Craddock comes out of the game. I'm sorry, Mike, was that his second on Craddock?
On Craddock, I believe it's his. Yeah, that was his second.
Okay, Dent settles in for the front end of the 1-and-1. Craddock goes out of the game, and he makes the first. You know that lane rules have changed about 3 times in the last 3 years. It's back to right off the release. There's been more violations called this year than we see in a while. Second by Dent on its way. Good. Everybody trying to get the early step as they feed it into Burns. Burns trapped down there by Haney and Doherty. Feed it to the corner, knocked out of bounds by Pekka. Good hands by him. A lot of Indians logging a lot of minutes here in this first half with the short bench with Anthony Albertini gone. Feed inbounds to Molly. Molly against Dent. Dent playing with 2 fouls. Needs to be careful for the last minute 40. Up to Burns. Now Jacobs feeds it back to Burns. Burns guarded by Haney. Southeast tries to set their offense 30-16. Ball's on the floor. Gets Southeast recovers. Now good backdoor feed to number 24, Jacobs, and the Lancers score. Bourne feeds it to Pekka. Pekka back to Bourne. Bourne drives towards the elbow, kicks it out to Doherty, into the lane, out to Dent. Bounce pass back out, feed inside to Haney, back out to Bourne. Top of the key, long three-pointer. Good! Even Bourne with a rainbow from the top of the key. 55 seconds left to go in the first, 33-18. Southeast about breaks the press. Burns with the basketball. Feeds it to Molly. Molly against Bourne. Kicks back out to Jacobs, and he traveled with the basketball as he was looking for Jamison, and good tight defense applied by the Indians. Took that passing lane away as Bourne comes out and Lemons checks in. Kind of a little different look with Pekka playing at the point guard position here a lot tonight, Mike, or in this game here this afternoon, I should say. Over to Doherty, to Pekka. Back to Pekka, over to Dent. Dent looks inside, cross-court pass, Lemons. Now inside, good feed from Haney to Doherty, but it bounced off of his hands. Doherty missed that pass. He's going to regret. We're going to be discouraged about that. Burns drives towards the baseline, Kicks it back out. Molly, three-point shot. Long, no good. Knocked out of bounds, out on southeast. It will stay with the Indians as Bourne checks back in for Dent. Lemons feeds it into Bourne and shot at the buzzer. Didn't even realize it was that close to halftime.
It was .4, yeah.
33-18 is our halftime score. Indians lead. We'll be back after this 2-minute timeout. You're listening to St. Paul basketball on Hot 105. Welcome back to the Lancer Classic. St. Paul leads at halftime, 33-18. Good second quarter put together by the Indians. A lot more energy today in this game, it appears, so far in this game. So look for the Indians to try to continue on this run here, start the third quarter, see how they come out after halftime. You're listening to our St. Paul Tire and Lube halftime show. Mike, what do you think of the first half so far?
I thought it looked a lot better for St. Paul. One of the big differences that's really obvious to notice is that they're able to make a basket once in a while now. That's really been their problem earlier in the week, just cold shooting, and it wasn't for lack of taking the shots. They just couldn't get anything to fall, and that's not been the case here in the first half today. They've really been able to make some nice moves, nice shots inside and outside both, and really take advantage of some turnovers and get some points off of those turnovers. And I think that's given them some confidence, and it's really shown by the way that they're playing with more intensity and just playing a lot better game all around today than we've seen.
If I was to guess, I'm going to guess our shooting percentage is somewhere in the 40%, somewhere between 40 and 50%, and based mostly because a lot of the baskets by the Indians has been produced off of turnovers on the press, and then fast break, and also shooting a lot better from the outside.
Right. We can talk about individual stats after the next break, but overall team stats, I can go ahead and give you some of those since you asked. The shooting percentage, field goal percentage is right at 50% in the first half, so that's a lot better. A lot of improvement there. Three-pointers are only at 25%, but they're not taking as many of just the run down the court and launching them from three-point land. They're setting those up and at least getting some good looks when they're taking those shots. So three-pointers, they were 2 of 8, but they were decent shots. And from the free throw line, they're actually hitting 60%. So, yeah, a lot better shooting so far in this game than what we've seen.
A lot better shooting, a lot better play, a lot better overall intensity by the Indians. Like I said, a lot of the baskets by the Indians has been created off of turnovers of the press. It's a lot easier to make a layup than it is to make a three. And if you shoot 50% in a ball game, you're going to win quite a few ball games. That's right. You don't turn the ball over very much. That's been the difference in this game. So 33-18 is our halftime score. Mike will be back with full stats right after this next 2-minute break. Let's St. Paul Indian basketball on Hot 105.
Welcome back to the Lancer Classic here at Cherokee, Kansas. Southeast High School hosting the annual Classic, Lancer Classic again this year. St. Paul Indian boys coming in at halftime here with a nice 33-18 lead over the Southeast Lancer boys, who they've seen. This will be the third time that the two teams have met this year. We talked about that earlier in the pregame show. Looking at the scoring stats for the first half for St. Paul, Braven Bourne led all scorers on both teams with 9 points in the first half. He was 4 of 9 overall on his shooting, but had a three-pointer and a couple nice moves inside on the floater shot that Southeast just didn't have an answer for so far in the first half. So 9 points for Braven. He was followed up closely by Caleb Pekka, who had 7 points in the first half, working together well underneath with Doherty and Braven Bourne, as well as Kenny Haney. Brendan Doherty had 6 points in the first half for St. Paul. Lemons with 3. Adam Albertini had 2, so did Easton Dent, who's played a really good first half coming in off the bench. In the absence of Anthony Albertini, Easton's done a good job of stepping up, and they're playing some really tough defense for the Indians. Kenny Haney with 4 points in the first half, and that rounds out the scoring. As far as the turnover department, St. Paul with 5 compared to Cherokee, or Southeast rather, with 9. So St. Paul doing a good job defensively, causing some turnovers, and they've really been able to come back and score some points off of those turnovers. That's been the biggest improvement that they've made, is being able to put points on the board. We talked about that in the first part of the halftime show, and I think if they can continue that here in the second half, they'll come back out of here. They're playing a lot more confident, a lot more aggressive, and they're taking a lot better shots, getting better looks, and just an all-around better performance today by the St. Paul Indians. So we'll be back with the second half after this 1-minute timeout. You're listening to St. Paul basketball on Hot 105.
What's that? No, not yet.
Every chance we get. It's good advertising. Even bad publicity is good. Even bad publicity is good.
We got a whole nother half, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
You just look up here. We'll start waving if you make a back call. Well, welcome back. Getting ready to start the second half here. 33-18. Indians lead by 15 here at halftime against the Lancers. So Indians with 33 points in the first half last night. I think the Indians was stuck on 18 at halftime against Columbus. So obviously a lot better shooting here in the first half by the Indians. A lot better energy put out so far. I want to thank everybody for listening to our KW Trucking post-game show. Our timeout's brought to you by St. Paul's Supermarket as we get set for the second half Styles Fitness and More tip-off.
That wasn't our post-game show yet.
Oh, did I say post-game? Halftime show is what I meant to say. Excuse me. Yeah, that was our St. Paul Tire and Lube halftime show. I think you misheard me.
Okay. We'll check the replay.
8 minutes on the clock as we get ready for our Styles Fitness and More tip off to the second half, as the Indians are going to start with the basketball. So let's see what each team comes out with. Southeast to be a little more aggressive here to start this half on defense. Feed into Caleb Pekka. So St. Paul with the basketball. Lemons swings it down to Doherty. Doherty back up top to Lemons. Lemons feeds it back to Pekka. Pekka's guarded out there by Jacobs. Man-to-man defense applied by Southeast. Bourne into the lane. Floater with the left hand. Good. Good move to the lane to Bourne with his left hand. Gets the floater to go in front of the rim. Full court press applied by the Indians. Feed ahead to Jamison. Bounce pass backside. Good feed to Hayden Wilson. St. Paul right back down with the basketball. Feed to Peck on the fast break. Layup. Good. Right back down the court comes the Indians. Tipped by Doherty on the inbound. Now Burns with it. Doherty and feed ahead to Dylan Wilson. Now to Hayden Wilson. Now feed into the lane to Burns. Hayden Wilson with the ball. Ball's on the floor. Indians fighting for it. It's going to be a jump ball. Really, neither team had possession of the ball. Bourne come out of there with it. It's going to be, that possession arrow goes towards the Lancers as the Indians took the opening tip here in the second half. So Southeast basketball, 37-20, 17-point lead for the Indians. Doherty against Wilson. He spins in the middle. Doherty falls down and Wilson converts as Doherty now hobbles back up to his feet as they stop play. To wipe the sweat up off the floor. Looks like Doherty's going to be okay. Doherty went to the floor on Wilson. (37-22), 15-point lead for the Indians. 6:56 left to go here in the third. Bourne with the basketball, guarded by Jamison. Feeds it out to Pekka. Pekka over to Lemons. Lemons back up top to Pekka. Bounce pass over to Doherty. He's guarded by Dylan Wilson. Bounce pass inside to Bourne. Almost lost it. Now he recovers. Feeds it back to Doherty. Doherty, couple ball fakes. Tries to feed into Pekka. It's knocked away by the Lancers. Feed ahead to Jacobs. Now ball's on the floor. Now tipped a couple times. Now Doherty, can he chase it down? And he does chase it down, but he saves it. Nope, it's going to be out of bounds on Doherty. Good hustle by him trying to chase that basketball down. It'll go to the Lancers, but it'll give the chance for the Indians to see if they want to set up their press here. Blue basketball, Lancers basketball as they feed it into Wilson. Wilson starts down the left side. Feeds ahead to Jacobs. Now into Hayden Wilson. Jump shot blocked by Haney. Gets his own rebound. Dylan Wilson now over to the corner to Jamison. Now to Hayden Wilson again into the lane. Shot on the way hard. No good. Pekka with the rebound. Pekka pushes the ball up the floor. Feeds it over to Lemons. Three-point shot right wing. Rebound Dylan Wilson. He feeds it ahead to Burns. Cross-court pass to Hayden Wilson. Spins, and now it's going to be a foul on the Indians down by the baseline. See if that's on Doherty or Pekka.
It's going to be on Pekka.
It's going to be on Pekka. I believe that's his second.
You're correct. Heck, you don't need me. You can remember all that stuff.
Burns feeds it into Wilson. Wilson, three-point shot, right wing. No good long. Tipped out of bounds. And that's going to be out on Hayden Wilson. Go back to the Indians as him and Doherty both went up for it. St. Paul basketball, 37-22, up by 15, 5:40 left to go here in the third quarter. Full court press applied by the Lancers. Feed into Bourne. Bourne crosses over a couple times against Jamison, brings it across half court. Screen set by Lemons. He rolls off that. Feed back to Lemons. Lemons to the free throw line. Couple ball fakes into the lane. Shot up, no good, but he's fouled on the floor.
Fouls on Burns.
St. Paul basketball under their own rim. How many's that on Burns?
That's Burns' second.
Second foul on Burns. Dylan Wilson, I know have 3 for the Lancers. Haney picks up his dribble. Now bounce pass up top to Doherty. He guarded out there by Dylan Wilson. Behind the back dribble. Feeds to Haney. Haney shot blocked out of bounds by Hayden Wilson. Haney didn't see him from behind. A little ball fake would have got Wilson off his feet. Either way, St. Paul basketball. Haney looking. Now feeds it inside. Feeds it over the top to Pekka. I hate that inbounds throw.
Yep.
Pass. Now Pekka in a little bit of trouble. Feeds it back to Doherty. Stands by half court. He's guarded by Dylan Wilson. Now into the lane he goes. Floater off the backboard. Good move by Doherty against Wilson. Now Doherty saves it back in, but saves it right to Burns. And that's going to be off of Blue on the out of bounds. It's going to go to St. Paul on the turnover as Doherty ends up on the stands off his hustle on them hard concrete steps. Brendan Doherty playing with a lot of energy here today,
he is.
Mike.
He's playing aggressive and hard, that's for sure. Tough.
Sub Adam Albertini is going to come in for
give him
Brendan
a little
Doherty.
break
Because he went flying into the hard concrete.
I think he's okay. He just needs a rest for a minute.
St. Paul basketball under their own rim. That turnover created by Brendan Doherty on his good hustle play. He's been a lot of length on that inbounder to try to get it over top, feed over the top to Pekka.
No foul.
Adam Albertini ends up with it. A lot of contact, but no call made. Pekka crosses over towards the rim. Now tries to feed it to Haney, and that's going to be out on Pekka. I think if he had left it alone. Now press set up by the Indians. Burns trying to get it in, feeds it into Dylan Wilson. Now ahead to Jacobs. Jacobs to Wilson. Hayden Wilson against Haney. Turnaround jump shot. In and out. No good. Caleb Pekka with another rebound. Pekka pushes the ball up the floor. All the way to the rim. He goes. Layup. No good. Rolls out. Put back no good by Haney, or he just tipped it up in the air trying to get the rebound. Burns feeds ahead to Hayden Wilson. Wilson toward the rim. Shot no good, but he's going to be fouled by Haney and going to go line to shoot 2. 39-22, 17-point lead for the Indians. 4:19 left to go here in the third. Fast-paced game, or a lot of up and down the court. Here in this third quarter, Hayden Wilson settles in at the line as Doherty and Dent comes to the scores table for the Indians, as well as Hunt, Molly, and Craddock, I believe. Yes, Hunt, Molly, and Craddock check in for the Lancers. So right now it's going to be Doherty, Adam Albertini, Easton Dent, Bravenborn, and Caleb Pekka remains in the game. So good to see Doherty back out there after a short breather. Wilson, second free throw off the back iron. No good. Rebound Adam Albertini. And that's going to be
carrying the ball.
Adam Albertini's going to turn the ball over on the carry. A feed ahead to Hunt. That could have been a travel and a carry, both on him at the same time. Molly with the shot, no good. Rebound, Dent. Feeds it ahead to Bourne on the fast break. Doherty, three-point shot from the baseline. In and out, no good. Ball's on the floor. Craddock, now Doherty tips it out of bounds. Good hands by Doherty. So it'll be Southeast basketball under their own rim. Indians set up in their man-to-man press. It's just a flat, all full-court man-to-man pressure with a little help trap defense. Dylan Wilson with the basketball. Feeds ahead to Craddock. Now tipped away by Dent. Good job by him. Back to Doherty. Doherty streaks down the floor off the right side. Over to Adam Albertini. Three-point shot from the baseline. Off, no good. Pekka with the rebound. Put back no good, but he's going to go line and shoot 2. I've never seen a young man that's 5'10" maybe have such a nose to be around that basketball on a rebound. He must have, if you're a young kid watching, you need to watch his eyes, because he must be able to track that basketball going to the rim, because he's always in the right place on rebound, and he can jump like a frog.
Yes, he can. Plays a lot bigger than what he is, that's for sure.
A lot bigger. 3:41 left to go in the third, 40-22. Indians expand on their lead. Pekka misses his second. Rebound, Southeast. Hunt with the basketball, backside feed to Molly, layup good. Feed back to Pekka. Pekka pushes the ball right back up the floor. All the way to the rim he goes. And it's going to be a foul on Molly, and Pekka's going to go line and shoot 2. Is that back-to-back fouls on Molly? Was the last one on him?
Well, I'll be honest with you, Dan, I couldn't tell who they called the last one on. No, the last one I think was called on either Wilson or Craddock.
What do I keep you around for, Mike?
Well, I don't know. You need to help me see better.
Pekka back at the free throw line. Good aggressive play the last 2 times down the floor by Caleb Pekka. Nobody, I mean, there was 3 Lancers, but not really watching him, and he just streaked all the way in for the layup and has been fouled both times. So good to be aggressive when nobody's really paying attention. Pekka's second shot on its way short, so he's made his first one both times and missed his second. Peacock into the game for Southeast. Dylan Wilson with the basketball. Looked like a travel. Shot from the free throw line. He gets the roll. 41-26. Back to 15 for the Indians. Now to good pass from Albertini to Pekka. Caleb Pekka going to have a good score total so far in this game. Hunt with the basketball. Feeds it to Dylan Wilson. 2:59 left to go in third. Steal by Doherty. 3-on-2 opportunity for the Indians. Adam Albertini, 2-point shot. And that's going to be a foul on the Indians.
On Pekka.
Caleb Pekka.
It's his third.
As he picks up his third with 2:52 left to go in his third. Needs to be careful not to pick up a fourth in the third quarter here. Craddock with the basketball. Feed back to Hunt. Up to Dylan Wilson. And that's a feed out of bounds for Hunt trying to get it up to Craddock. Haney goes to the score table for the Indians. For Pekka, good move by Coach Watrick getting him out for the last 2:45 in this third quarter, letting freshen back up. Caleb Pekka been working hard in this game. Adam Albertini in front of the rim, 2-footer off the back rim, no good. Ooh, 2 contact. Hunt comes out there with it for the Lancers. They got numbers. Bounce pass to Molly. Molly's layup good. 43-28, 15-point lead for the Indians. Doherty with the basketball. Feeds it off to Bourne. Bourne over to Adam Albertini. Gives it to Doherty at the baseline. Feed up top to Haney. 3-point shot by him. Well short. Doherty gets the rebound. Put back. Good! And he's fouled.
Good play by Doherty, being in the right place and getting the rebound, going right back up with it.
That foul's on 10, Mike. Peacock.
Okay, thank you. If I had a better seat, I could see.
Or a scoreboard that showed you who the foul was.
Or a scoreboard, that'd help out too.
So Doherty gets a chance to complete the 3-point play as Haney was way off on his 3. Doherty a good hustle on the rebound. 46-28, 16-point lead or 18-point lead for the Indians. Craddock with the ball, tipped by Doherty, gets it to head to Molly. Molly back up top to Craddock. He traveled. 3-point shot on the way. High off the rim. It's going to stay with Southeast. It's out on the Indians. 1:51 left to go here in the third. 46-28. Indians lead. Feed up top to Craddock. Slapped out of his hands by Bourne, but he gets back now. Hunt's going to be fouled.
They call that on Albertini.
I think it was on Albertini, yes, number 11, as Lemons comes back in for him.
It's second on Albertini and 4th team foul for St. Paul this half.
Dylan Wilson with the basketball for Southeast. Doherty's on him. Feeds it back up top to Molly. Now back to Wilson. 3-point shot by him. Long, no good. Brave and Bourne with the rebound. Indians got some numbers here. 3-on-2. Now Lancers retreat. Shot by Lemons from the elbows. Good. Hunt with the basketball. Lemons went for the steal. Missed it. Up ahead to Dylan Wilson. Out to Molly. He misses the 3. Haney with the rebound. Indians streaking back down the floor. Haney backs in on Wilson. Feeds it to Dent on the weak side. Dent misses the putback. Now Haney with the rebound and gets it to go. 22-point lead for the Indians with 57 seconds left to go here in the third. Molly right into the rim, spin move, shot no good. Rebound Hayden Wilson, put back no good. Put back again no good, but he's going to be fouled. When you let an opposing team get that many offensive rebounds, it's just almost a given that eventually they're going to call a foul. Easton Dent looked like I never even touched him, and he may not have, but if you don't block out, you take that opportunity away if you do block out.
That's the third foul on Easton.
Hayden Wilson misses the first. So he bends over and tugs at his shorts. He's got to be winded. He's been in the game. I don't know if he spent much time out of the game, and the Indians up and down the court. So see if conditioning becomes a factor here. As 3 games in a row, or 3 days in a row, these boys have played Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 45 seconds left to go here in the third. 50-29. Indians up by 21. Doherty to the rim, and he loses off his hands, but it's off of the Lancers. Indians basketball on their own rim. 38 seconds left to go in the third. They lead by 21. Doherty feet inside, bad pass, but he comes in and gets it himself. 3-point shot by Bourne, good! Good hustle by Brendan Doherty. Tried to feed it in the Lemons, tipped away, but he's streaked inbounds and got it back. Fed it to Bourne. He hit the 3. Feed inside to number 20. Blocked by Bourne. He tries to save it in bounds, and it's going to be out. That's Brumback, a 6'2" junior in the game for the Lancers.
You know what? You notice, Dan, is when you're playing with confidence like the Indians are right now, you kind of create some of your own luck that you weren't able to get in some of those earlier games.
Steal by Doherty. Good job by him with the hands, but they're going to call out on him, I guess. It's on the other end of the court, so I don't know if it was a. There's no restraining line in this old gym, and the walls and the.
It's pretty tight down there.
Yeah, the bleachers, everything. There's not much room for the inbound, for the inbounder to stand back and have room. There's no restraining line, but they motion a lot of times to stay back to the defender. Burns up to Molly. Molly southeast of the basketball, and it's going to be a 4th foul on Dent. 5.5 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. How many team fouls is that? That's 1-1 yet?
Oh, that would be, no, that's 6.
Next one, we'll put Southeast in the bonus. Is that the 4th on Dent?
4th on Dent, yes.
Dent with 4 fouls here. Feed up top, shot on its way by Brumback. Off the backboard, no good. 2 seconds left to go. Feed ahead. Oh, good feed ahead to Lemons, but he couldn't get it off in time. Lemons down there wide open. Not enough time left on the clock. So after 53-29, Indians lead. Will be back after this 1-minute timeout. Let's St. Paul basketball on Hot 105. Eight minutes left to go in this game. 53-29. Indians lead. St. Paul basketball to start this 4th quarter. As the Indians up by 24 with 7:53 left. Coach Wartrick hauling out offensive play. Bravenborn into the lane. Floater on the way. Short, no good. Controlled by Craddock for the Lancer. He feeds it ahead to Molly. Molly to Hunt. Hunt into the lane. Floater on the way by him. Good shot by Hunt. Gets it to go, 53-31. Feed down to the corner to Lemons. Lemons dribbles back up towards above the timeline. Gives it off to Doherty. Feed inside to Pekka. And it's still by Hunt, but he slaps it back into Pekka. Adam Albertini feeds it out to Bourne. Now to Lemons. 3-point shot by Lemons. Looks off. Rebound Doherty. Put back good.
Doherty in the right place at the right time again.
Craddock with the basketball. Both Wilsons on the bench for the Lancers right now. Molly with it against Lemons. Feeds it off to Hunt. Now over to Burns. Feed inside to Molly. Shot no good. Rebound Burns, and he's going to be fouled. And that'll send him to the line to shoot 2. On the floor for the Indians is Doherty, Caleb Lemons, Bravenborn, Caleb Pekka, and Adam Albertini. Burns settles in at the line for his first. It's off. No good. 6:46 left to go in the game. 55-31. Indians up by 24. As both Wilsons check back into the game, as well as Jacobs. So Burns, Molly, Wilson, and Jacobs in the game for Southeast. And that's going to be out on Brendan Doherty, and it'll stay with the Lancers on that missed free throw. So Lancers ball under their own basket. Indians need to finish this game off. Into Molly. Molly into the lane. Shot on the way. No good. Almost had his own rebound. Feet ahead to Lemons. Southeast retreats on defense. Bourne into the lane. Kicks it out to Lemons. Now he's to the elbow. Shot from the left elbow. Good. He's hit a couple shots from that left elbow at the free throw line. 57-31. 26-point lead for the Indians. Burns with a little shot on its way. No good. Gets his own rebound. That's a bump by Doherty. So Burns will go line, shoot the front end of 1-1. Should be 1-1. And it is 1-1 because that is the 8th team foul. Mike?
8th team foul. Yes, sir.
So Burns will go line, shoot the front end of 1-1. With 6:13 left to go in the game. 57-31 lead. Burns' shot on its way. It's good. 57-32. 6:13 left to go. Second shot on its way. Off the rim. No good. And that's going to be a foul on the Lancers. It's going to be Indian basketball. How many team foul on Southeast is that, Mike?
Yeah, just a minute, I'll tell you.
I'm sorry, I distracted you. I don't even know who he called that on.
He called that on Burns. Burns is 3rd. That would be the 5th team foul on the Lancers.
Pekka with the basketball. Breaks the Southeast press. Behind the back dribble. Gives it back to Bourne. Bourne left wing over to Lemons. 6 minutes left to go in the game. Indians lead by 25. Doherty over to Bourne. Long three-point shot by him. Up in the air, no good. And that's going to be Pekka with a foul, and that's going to send Wilson to the line.
It's going to be 4th foul on Caleb.
4th foul on Pekka. 9th team foul on the Indians. So the next, we'll have the Lancers in the double bonus the rest of the way with 5:51 left to go in this game. 57-32 as Wilson settles into the line for the 1-1. He makes the first. As he settles in for his second. Second shot on its way, it's good. And that's almost, it is a steal by the Lancers. Hunt back to the rim, off the rim, no good. Put back, no good. Now feed ahead to Albertini. Cross court pass to Lemons, into the lane he goes, layup, good. Good left-handed, good move to the rim. Timeout. Coach Watrick, 30-second timeout. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout with St. Paul basketball on Hot 105. Welcome back to the Lancer Classic here. 5:35 left to go in the game. Indians lead Southeast 59-34. Lancer basketball out of that timeout. Timeout's brought to you by St. Paul Supermarket. Southeast basketball, Hunt into Hayden Wilson. Hayden Wilson back up top to Dylan Wilson. That's going to be a foul on Caleb Pekka. He's just fouled out of the game as he just picked up his 5th foul. Good hard work by Caleb Pekka today as Kenny Haney checks back into the game for Pekka. 59-34, Indians up by 25, but Wilson go to the line to shoot 2 with 5:20 left to go in this game. That puts the Lancers in a double bonus the rest of the way. It shouldn't be the 1-1 if this is a 10th team foul. You must have lied to me, Mike.
You know it's possible.
Apparently the next one will put Southeast into a double bonus. Wilson settles in for a second as he made the first. It's a moot point anyway, and he makes his second.
I think I didn't misspeak, Dan. I think that was the 9th. So the next one will be the double bonus.
Doherty breaks the press, back down for the Indians. Dribbles all the way around to the right wing, feeds it up top to Bourne. Indians need to be patient here on offense, try to create a good shot. Lemons up above the timeline. Feeds it to Doherty, over to Adam Albertini. Albertini into the lane, kicks it out to Lemons. He's in front of the rim, left-hand shot, good. Good move by Caleb Lemons. 4:43 left to go in the game. Oh, that's a walk. Dylan Wilson with the basketball, guarded by Doherty all the way to the rim. Floater on the way, no good. Hayden Wilson, putback is good. Bourne right back down with the basketball. Tried to draw a foul, was Jacobs, I believe. Didn't go. Now Bourne to the rim. He's going to be fouled, and he's going to go to the line and shoot 2. 4:21 left to go in this game. 61-38, Indians lead. Bourne goes to the line to shoot 2. First shot on its way, good. Off the back iron, rattles its way down and through. Bourne settles in for his second. It's on its way off, no good. And Hayden Wilson with the rebound, so Bourne made 1 out of 2. Dylan Wilson feeds it off to Jacobs. Now up to Hayden Wilson. 3-point shot by him. Rattles off. No good. Doherty with the rebound. Good hands by him. Feed ahead to Lemons. Now bounce pass over and out of bounds. As Lemons tried to hit Haney on the weak side. Grant Hesterton checks into the game for the Indians for Doherty with 4 minutes left to go in this ball game. As well as number 10 checks in, Peacock. Peacock, the 6'2 junior for the Lancers. Jacobs with the basketball for the Lancers. Dribbles to the left wing. Feeds it to Peacock. Now to Hunt. Hunt into the lane. Kicks it out. 3-point shot on its way by Molly. No good. Rebound Peacock. Put back blocked by Haney. 3-on-1 opportunity for the Indians. Ball fake by Albertini, and he makes a layup. Good ball fake by him. As the Indians need to hustle back, turn around, as here comes Dylan Wilson back down the court. Puts a couple moves on Bourne, feeds it back to Hunt. Now to Molly. Fed up to Jacobs. Jacobs guarded by Caleb Lemons. Now switch Bourne on him into the lane. He's going to throw up a big high arcing shot against the length of Haney, but Haney with the body is going to send him to the line to shoot 2. Mike, the Indians has done a good job on Dylan Wilson today. It seems like he's been held fairly quiet thus far in this game.
Yeah, Dylan, see, you got the 2 Wilson brothers. Dylan's got 10 points.
64-38. The Indians lead as Jacobs makes the first of 2. Lancers in the double bonus the rest of the way. Second shot by him on its way. Off the rim, no good. Haney with the rebound. Feed ahead to Adam Albertini. Chandler Bradshaw in the game for the Indians too. So Lemons, Haney, Bradshaw, Albertini, and Hutcherson in the game for the Indians. Adam Albertini. To the lane he goes, left hand left, good. Good drive to the basket by Albertini. Seen the opening, went with the left hand. 66-39. Indians lead by 27. Three-point shot, Dylan Wilson. Off, no good. Chased down by Bradshaw for the Indians. Feeds it back to Haney. Now ahead to Albertini. To the corner to Lemons. 2:35 left to go in this game. 66-39. So Indians offensively with 66 points is about as many as the previous two games.
I was going to say, that's probably more than the previous
Haney
two games. Oh.
finally found the handle on it. Misses the money shot. The ball's loose. Now Peacock's glasses are on the floor, but Lancers come out of there with it. Feed back ahead to number 25 now. It's Molly. Cross-court pass. Shot on its way, no good. Rebounds Peacocks for Lancers. Blocked by Haney. Out of bounds. It'll stay with the Lancers.
25 Tavernero took that shot, first shot.
As Dylan Wilson checks out as well as Molly. So subs into the game for the Lancers, getting everybody some playing time here with this game well in control by the Indians here. Indians going to hopefully can build off this victory as they roll right into all-important league play starting next week. Now, there's not a game next Tuesday for the Indians, but there is next Friday. And it'll be Northeast at St. Paul, and it'll be homecoming. So everybody join us a week from yesterday. Next Friday night as Peacock scores. I think that was Peacock.
Yes, it was.
And the Indians with a favorable schedule down the road, Mike, as Bradshaw with the basketball feeds it back to Haney. Haney at the top of the key. 1:22 left to go, right in between the legs of Adam Albertini and out of bounds. As a home game at Northeast on the 26th, and then the next Tuesday at Pleasanton, and then on this February the 6th, the Jayhawkland at St. Paul, and on the February the 9th at Altoona Midway, and then 4 home games in a row on the 12th, 13th, 16th, and 22nd, which is a Thursday. So that week, we have a game Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. So 3 games that week, Mike.
That'll be nice to play at home, though.
But they're all at home,
yeah.
So that'll be your chance to really come watch some Indian basketball. Is right before Substate. Grant Hutcherson misses the layup. Rebound Southeast. Three-pointer on the way by Southeast. No good. Rebound fought for. Bradshaw got on top of his head. Couldn't find it. And now there's going to be a foul inside. And that's going to, I think Easton Dick was fouled out of the game too. As Kenny Haney checks back into the game as Dent picks up his 5th foul.
Southeast got a bunch of new numbers in there too. Everything straight.
Number 20 goes to the free throw line. That is Brumback, the 6'2 junior. Settles in to shoot 2 with 40.7 seconds left. The Indians up 66-42. So see if the Indians can build off this momentum going into next week. They get it all important to give them most of the week to work on things to Friday night. Northeast comes to town. It'll be a tough game on homecoming. Haney behind the back dribble, feeds it up to Lemons. 30 seconds left to go in the game to Albertini. Now to Haney. Haney looks inside for Bradshaw, tries to feed it in there. It's going to be a jump ball as Jamison ties up Bradshaw. Possession arrow goes to the Lancers. Feed down to the corner to Brumback. Inside to Peacock, back out to Jamison. 3-point shot by him. High arcing shot, no good. Rebound is going to be off of St. Paul, and he'll stay with Southeast with 13.5 seconds left to go in this game. Stick around for our KW Trucking post-game show and our Derailed Commodity Player of the Game. I know who my front runner is for Derailed Commodity Player of the Game. Down to the corner. 7 seconds left. Back up top now. Jamison with it. Feeds it out of bounds. Nope, it's going to be off of the Indians. Thought it was off the Lancers. It'll be off the Indians.
Got a finger on it over there.
So it'll stay with Southeast. 2.2 seconds left to go in this game. St. Paul going to get a victory in the Southeast tournament. They come out victorious here, 66-42. Stick around for our KW Trucking post-game show You're listening to St. Paul basketball on Hot 105. Two minutes, Marissa. If you're listening to the live stream, thanks for listening. We're going to go ahead and sign off on the live stream. Pick us back up about 5:45 as the Lady Indians play in the championship game against Pierce City. Should be a very good matchup, so tune in here tonight. Thanks for listening and watching.